Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a viewer request die cutting. I'm going to add this to my die cutting 101. So I've prepped a lot of things. I want to cut out some flowers today. So I got everything all ready to do that. But first I want to ask who sent me this. I got a package in the mail from Amazon and it is for sticky dots, die cut transfer adhesive. So whoever sent this, one of my crafty friends, thank you. So I will give this a try. Actually, I'll do this first. And I like to use this on the foil paper because it's so hard to glue. And these are sheets. It's by Therm O Web. It says acid-free, permanent. It's 8.5 by 11, clear. So it's supposed to be tiny little dots of glue. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. Because I want to use this one here with my precision base plate. Is now called a chrome base plate, and I'll try to remember to link that in my description. Okay, so let's see here. Got a sheet out here. I did check with my kids to see if any of them sent this to me, and everybody said nope. Okay, it's got, oh, it's a strip. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get some foil. And I think what I want to do is revisit this die, because on my last video where I used this die by Pink Fresh, they didn't cut out all the way, and that's only because of pressure issues. I used my Big Shot Plus, and I had a full sheet of paper, and I put 3 down, and I didn't get enough pressure. So I'm going to cut this out again. Let's see, I need to see if this is going to fit. Can't remember which one didn't cut out, but I'm going to do this one. And I do have copy paper in there. I leave copy paper, but I think I'm going to switch it out. Because over time, that copy paper will get squished down in there. So I try to switch it out every once in a while. So I'm just going to grab a scrap here, big enough for that. And I'm going to cut this first. Well, no, I think I'm going to cut it with this, but I need to put some sticky paper on there first. So let me do that. I want to test out the sticky paper. Not really sure, because I've been using the glue dots paper, but it's not, can't find it. I'm just trying to see. Okay, I'm going to go in this corner here. Try to go. And then I'll just cut around this. So this is going to be a long process video, but I have really good lighting today, so we got a lot of snow, but it's nice and bright and white out there. So let me give this a burnish. It's definitely more textured than the glue dots paper. And this is a good dye to test this with because it's a delicate dye. So I'm going to put this on here because I want that. In the copy paper, it does not affect anything or ruin anything or anything. It just acts as like a shim, and your actual dye will pop out a lot easier. It's just something I do. I've been die cutting for a long time. I enjoy it. Okay. And because the foil paper is slick, I'm just going to use a little piece of tape. I got some strips already cut. Just use this one. There we go. So we'll run this through. I have a tray here I like to use for die cutting. Just everything just kind of plops in there, and I clean it out later. Okay, so let's see. Looks like everything cut good. Take that out. And because I have that copy paper in there, this is going to pop right out. What's delicate about these dies is the circle, and look at how nice that came out. So I'm just going to pop the extras out. This one here is a Dollar Tree. It has a pointier tip for finer things. It is sharp, but I like it because some of these dies have tiny little holes. Alright, I'm going to leave that copy paper in there. Then I'm going to poke these out carefully. If you're worried about damaging your dies, you can use a stylist to try to poke them out. Some of them are more stubborn than others, and when you use the sticky paper, they do tend to want to hang on. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So let me grab a tag and see if this is going to stick. Okay, I'm just gonna pick out a tag. I've got a nice pink one here that might look good on there. I think I'll do it on the white. I like the white. Okay. So now here's where this pokey tool from Dollar Tree comes in handy to get the tape off. So I'm trying to start at the bottom, just try to peel that back. And it is coming off pretty good. And I kept a release paper from my other glue dots paper. Just so you can put this on here and hang on to it while you peel that paper off. Okay, that came off pretty good. It's not very sticky. I'm just going to put it in the middle here, try to burnish it down. And okay, it's down. And I gave it a good burnish. So for this test on the sticky dots paper, it's by Therm O Web. I'll put the information in the description. I can't really give a review on it until I know that it's stuck and it's going to stay, but so far it's down there. I would suggest give it a good burnish, but it's beautiful. Okay, so there's that. So whoever sent this to me, thank you. Alright, now I'm going to do die cutting. Did I put that back on there? Yeah, I did. And I prepped some stuff. And I'll share with you, if you got a lot of my friends got die cut machines, the Sizzix, for Christmas. So this is my why I'm doing the video, and I was asked to do more die cutting, so you most likely have this machine. And if you're doing a lot of die cutting, I would suggest get the magnetic platform or the chrome base plate. And this is the one I use the most, this one here. I like it for intricate stuff because you're die cutting against metal and it gives you a clean finish, where on this one here you're die cutting against a plate and whatever garbage is here. I know this needs to be cleaned. You can scrub it under hot water and all of those papers will come off. Whatever texture or will be on the back side of your project, so just be aware of that. But I use this one a lot and I have it set up. And the only reason why I have two machines is because of clearances at stores. Most of, I think, Hobby Lobby, they just got rid of everything. But this setup here works perfect for like envelopes, things that have like a score line. you would need to use this one here. Otherwise, if you use the chrome base plate, it will cut all the way through. So when I need something that is like a folded or die or something like that, I use this one, or it's something that too much pressure and this one will cut all the way through, I will use this one. This setup here is my most favorite setup. I've had this one since they came out. I love it, and I like the extended platform because it gives me extra room for you know, setting things down. So I really like that. And you can still use this, and you can still use the extended cutting plate as well if you need the extra room. I do emboss with this one as well. Most of the embossing folders, you have to take this, open this one up, oops, and then you only have your base plate, your number 1 on most of them. For the 3D embossing, it's a whole nother game. Everyone is different, and I have mine all labeled on the back what setup to do. So for today, this is my setup here. And I'm going to cut some flowers out, but I'll show you, excuse me, how I cut my flowers out. I like to cut flowers and leaves out of like the craft cardstock. Now these were on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $4.99, and they had these 3 sets, and I got these last year. I really love these, and they're basically cardstock, and they have like really busy patterns that you like. Those I could use in something, but the really busy stuff, it's hard to use in a project unless you die cut it out. So that's what I did. And let's see, I'll just pull one paper out and show you. Like this one here, I'll just pull this one out. And when I cut my dies, I'm using the, these are the flower dies I like to have on hand, and they're the Sizzix Wildflower. I have the stems 1, stems 2, wildflowers 2, and the wildflower stems 3. And then this one's by Momenta, and it's layered flowers, and I love this one. This one is my favorite. I like to use that a lot. So I went ahead and prepped everything, and this is usually how I do it. I take a 12 by 12, and then I cut it in half, so I have 6, and then I go through all of my flowers and kind of gauge how wide I need it, and then I cut sections. And I do that because after I die cut this out and I have my flower, this can be turned into a tag. And that's just me. You can, you know, stack a bunch of flowers on there and get the most of your paper. But this way here, this will be transformed into a tag at a later date. And I just have a bin, I put those in, and then when I make tags, I use the negatives. So that's how I do that. And basically, if I cut the 12 by 12 in half, I get quite a bit out of one sheet. This here, all of these flowers, is 2 sheets of 12 by 12. And I had this piece left over. So you can really go through your scraps and make all kinds of flowers just by doing that. And I know it's not for everybody, but I love to like have something have another life after that. If I go through that, then I can make it into something else. All right. So there's that. So now I'll go ahead and die cut. And I'm going to use this one here with the precision base plate, but it's now a chrome base plate and you can still get it. And I'll use this one here. So let's see, I got too many things here. So go ahead and cut out. I don't like to crowd. I can do like 2, I'll do 2 like that, but I want to make sure I have, okay, that one has copy paper in it, and I just used a little bit of my mint tape. If I'm going to crowd the platform, I like to use the tape, so because things will bounce around. I need a piece of paper. I keep all my copy paper scraps from printing receipts from Etsy. There's always a little piece of, half piece of paper that, so I'm just gonna, so I want that copy paper in there because this is a delicate die. It'll just help things move along. So I'll put that there, and then, well, I'm going to try to put them at an angle. I'm just going to tape that there and run it through. So it cut nice. I only went through one time. I'm not going like back and forth, back and forth. You should only have to be able to do, you should only need to go through one time. So see, that popped right out. Now, you could either use this side or this side. I could cut another one of these in a different color or a solid color, whatever, and then lay it in there and glue it to a piece of cardstock, and then make it into a tag or whatever you want to make it into. So I will save these. So this should pop out. And I'm not putting sticky paper on these because these are going to go in a book, and I'll show you that. Some of these little where you need to poke it are really tiny. And then I always start at the stem part on the flowers. Get it started. I kind of want to leave that copy paper in there, and there it is. So I'm just going to pull on it this way here. It should pop right out. And I will leave that copy paper in there. So there's my flower. and that's out of the Busy Craft with black. I mean, if you didn't like these colors, you could always put embossing on them or whatever. I'll just go through my scraps and do that. So I have a lot of like 2" by 6" scraps, and I'll just go through all of those. So don't be afraid of your delicate dies. Just trial and error. See what works. I like the copy paper method. This one has a lot of tiny little pieces. Oh, I still got some tape on there. There we go. And I think I'm going to pull this out because I want my paper to stay in there. So I'm just going to start it at the stem. You can see my paper starting to come out. There we go. Okay. This one is very tricky. Okay, I got it started. Once you get it started, there we go. It's out. And I want all that paper to stay in there. And if it gets to where it's not cutting good, usually they cut pretty good with the precision base plate. That's why I love it. And everything is clean. Cuts it clean. Okay, I can do that later. So there's that. And I have another flower, and I'll just poke out some of these little pieces. I missed a couple. So there's that. There's another flower. So I'll do some of these other here. Let's see. I'm going to do the one that I really love. Don't know that it's here. Let me do this one. These turn out really well too if you have some wallpaper. I have some wallpaper, but I haven't opened it yet. So I'll cut these two out. And I try to keep flipping and turning my plate. No, I didn't even bother to put copy paper in there, so there might be. So there's another negative space that I will make something out of. Yeah, it has copy paper in there already. So there's that one. This is like a craft paper. It has some texture to it. So there's that one there. Has a little bit of texture to it. You could, you know, color the tips of it with your emboss it pen and put some glaze on there. I haven't purchased any glaze yet, but I've seen Rotaburks use it. I like it. Yeah, I think it's called embossing glaze, but I do have embossing powder that has colors. I could just color the tips and do that. I can color the leaves. And there's another negative that I can make something out of. This one didn't have any copy paper in it or anything, and it popped right out. Isn't that cool? These would be cool out of like textured wallpaper. Let's see. I'm gonna find that one that. Oops, I'm getting everything all. That one goes to that one. My favorite one. It must be on black. It's going to be the last one. Did I not cut that one out? Maybe I didn't get that one yet. Let's see if it's still in there. It's this one here. Maybe I didn't take it out. I did. So it has to be here somewhere. Oops. This is kind of a glossy paper too, so the mint tape does not want to stick to it very well. I know it's not these, so it has to be right here. There it is. This one here. So I'll do this one and this one. This is the skinny. We'll do these two. I don't know if I had copy paper in these or not. This one's popping out pretty good already. It's got copy paper in there. Here we go. This one's my favorite right here. This is Momenta. You could use this, but these are delicate, and I try not to do that. Okay, I think I got one piece left. There we go. There's that one. Excuse me. And it has a texture to it because of the craft paper. This one is just like a twig. I don't know. There is paper in there. It just does not want to stay over. No. Oh goodness. Yeah, there's that. I like these for just adding into things. Okay, there's that. So I can show you if I cut another piece and put it in there. So let me cut another one of these, and I'll just get a scrap piece of paper. I'll just do a cream colored cardstock. I think that's wide enough. Yep. That popped right out. This is thinner than the craft. So I've got another, it's a vicious cycle. I've got another, that would look cool in there. Negative space. I would just trim that up, make it into a tag. Really cool. You can put tracing paper behind there, all kinds of things. So there's that one. Or just use the flower. Alright, so this is the one. Let me pop this out. Yeah. These little pieces are tricky to get out. There we go. Got it. Okay, so there's my piece. So the colors probably aren't the greatest, but just reaching for a piece of brown cardstock. So what I would do, if I was going to make a tag out of this, is that one's a little bit shy, but that's okay. I'll do it more towards the top. I would glue this down, basically put this in there, set it in. And this is only if you're saving these negatives for this purpose. Otherwise, just cut your flowers out. Alright, getting it in there. And might put a couple pieces of tape. And then you, oh, I like that. Okay, so just going to cut it down so I know where to put the glue. And you can square it up afterwards. And I want it more towards the top. Okay, I'm just going to glue that. So I'm going to glue this piece. Use my glue stick. Glue that down. That's in there. Got a little glue. I got a little crazy with the glue. I just want to make sure it has good contact. There you go. Then I would just add a little. I would just cut this off the bottom, and then once it's dry, you can true it up if it's not, and either cut your corners. I'm not real good at that, so I just use the We Are Memory Keepers, and this might not work because it's wet. There we go. That works for me. And then put your hole here and you have a tag. Isn't that cool? I love it. Yep. And the glue will dry clear. This glue that's in between there, that'll dry clear. Just make sure your flower is pushed down really good. Yep. Okay, there's that. Now I'll show you how my new system for storing, well, it's not a new system, how I store my delicate dies. I have this. This is a photo album. And this is not my idea. I just started doing this last year, and I don't know where it came from, but the first time I saw it was on Artie Mae's channel. She pulled some stuff out of a photo binder like this, delicate dies, and I was like, what? So I do have this one. I'm trying to do more organizing this year and have things where I can just go to it and pull out. I have right now in front, they're not categorized or anything. I have my Christmas stuff in the front because I've been working on Christmas, and these are just my leftovers. And it's really nice because you can just peel this up, pull it out, and there you go. I do have some flowers, these flowers in here, but I kind of want to have all my flowers in one binder, and my larger items like my butterflies and stuff like that, because I do have a lot of these cut out. Some of my stuff is kind of together. But yeah, and what I like about this is you could just take these out and move them, or if you're working and say, just get a good example. Yeah, I'm going to be doing butterflies, so I'll just take this out and bring it with my project and then just put it back in. I really like that feature. And I can see what I have. Now these are really teeny tiny butterflies. I love those for accent pieces. All right, so my new system for my flowers and my larger items like my butterflies is going to be in this. This is a large photo album. Oh, I got this last year when Hobby Lobby was clearance and everything out. It was only, I think, $2.99, and these are expensive, but it was busted. These were all bent. My husband fixed them. You couldn't even close them. They were all tweaked. They didn't even match up or anything. And I thought for $2.99 I'll bring it home, and you can see where it busted through here. It didn't have any packaging. These were all bowed. They were all like this. And I had them under, I put them in my press. I have a book press. I put them in that, and now they're perfect. So this is where all of my flowers are going to go. So that's what I'll do, is like just go through when I go through and die cut. And usually I do die cutting when I'm like not sure what I want to make or something. I'll just take some scraps and do some die cutting. So this is cool that you can pull this back. I don't pull it back all the way. The trick is to have everything within the sticky part. Don't get it all the way to the edge here, here, and here, and here. Otherwise it won't stay closed. So after I cut all these out, and I just make sure I have all the little pieces cut out, because they will get stuck in here. And then I'll just lay these in. Oops, I got too high. And these pages are big enough where I can put these flowers, because these are my favorite flowers. I love having these. And I have other larger dies too that I would like to die cut out and have on the ready of certain colors. So there's the ones I did today. So that'll work out great. You know, and I'll probably do like certain colors, like these will be the craft, and you know, I'll be able to organize it. But I think this is 12 by, I don't think it's 12 by 12. No. I would say you're getting 11 by 12 area to put stuff. So I was excited when I saw this in the clearance. It was all busted up, but for $2.99 I knew that my husband could fix it, and it took some doing because it was pretty battered. And it still works. There's a little tear right there. I'll probably put some glue on that so it doesn't tear anymore. But for what I'm using it for, I think it's a great deal, and I was glad that I saw Artie Mae's show it, because it was, you know, something we used back in the day for our photos, putting our photos in. But for die cuts, it works out perfectly for me. It's not perfect. This one here was the worst, but it's good for what I want to use it for. So I love that. So there you have it. I'm almost at an hour. I'm going to cut the video off here. I hope this was helpful. I'll do some more die cutting. 101. I do have a lot of die cuts that I want to work on, so I'll just share. Okay, have a great Sunday. Take care.